ਭੱਜ ਕੇ ਤੂੰ ਗਵਾ ਲਿਆ ਪਿਆਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਚਾਂਦੀ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਭੱਜ ਭੱਜ ਕੇ ਤੂੰ ਗਵਾ ਲਿਆ ਪਿਆਰ ਮੇਰਾ
हैरान हूं मैं इस जंगल में इस दूर दराज जजीरे पर मेरे इस खैमे की तन्हाई में कौन बसा गया है आपको
हीरे तो महंगा सी प्यार मेरा हीरे तो महंगा सी प्यार मेरा चांदी दे पिछे भज भज के तू गवा लिया प्यार मेरा लोकां दे पिछे लग लग के तू गवा लिया प्यार मेरा हीरे तो महंगा सी प्यार मेरा हीरे तो महंगा सी प्यार मेरा नहीं लभना दिन प्यार मेरा नहीं लभना दिन प्यार मेरा हुण नहीं लभना दिन प्यार मेरा हुण लग लग के क्यों तू छड्डदा साथ मेरा लोकां दी गल्लां विच आके दिलों तो कड्डदा प्यार मेरा लोकां दे पिछे लग लग के क्यों तू छड्डदा साथ मेरा लोकां दी गल्लां विच आके
हेलो गाइस वेलकम बैक टू अनदर लाइव स्ट्रीम। वह पीछे क्या दिखा रहा है? ये क्या दिखा रहा है पीछे?
क्या हुआ?
कोई फोन में क्या दिखा रहा था?
मेरी कान पड़ गई भाई, तू अचानक से चिल्ला रहा है।
Hello guys, welcome to live stream. This is Ashish Choudhary.
न्यू प्लेयर
ग्रुप में बुला के पीटते हैं भाई, रूम मत बोलियो आशीष को। रूम रे अपने में चला
नहीं, तू मेरा इंस्टाग्राम चलाना करता है। नहीं, फुल सी दिखा भाई।
Shots that you try to juke away with it. You're used to having that step where you can get away, right? Maybe don't move around too much while you're.
दिल तेरे बिन ठहरा सा है। ओके गाइस, तो आज हम करने वाले हैं फाइनल्स की वॉच पार्टी,
and it's pretty safe. With that information being said, it looks like Tiamba is actually going to try to capitalize off it. They were moving in. I think that they got shooed away from those couple of shots, but they should have known that they were already there. Now it looks like they're maneuvering a bit more closer to the Navi and the hillside, get Mini itself, and this is pretty collapsed over here. If we see it come down this direction, Navi doesn't have a lot of maneuver room. They're just right up against the road.
Yeah, Navi opting instead to take the compounds along that roadside. Now they're split up. They've got two in the yellows. They did get a little bit of a care package drop, so they're going to have good information about anything coming from the north. If the circle does decide to shift back down towards this way, they're in a
Great position to do a little gatekeeping and try to maybe get some kills away that way.
Well, they've got 3 deep in Milta Power Minor, but yeah, Linshu's still stuck on the top of that thing, which could be great.
We'll say stuck in quotations-ish, you know. I do like it. If you're going to emergency pickup, that's a good read, because one of the problems whenever you emergency pickup is a lot of times you'll aim for that low ground position, and that's where everybody's going to go for the sprays in. Stopping off high gives you that safety.
And the other good part about that is the fact that he's up there high. If it does shift to the north, he's got a spot to do some scouting off to the north and kind of read their path before. So, you know what? At the end of the day,
all the way to Litpo, right? All the way over there.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so here's our teams. We've got ourselves Sonics coming around Yaznaya. They're going to be approaching in. We just saw BB Team a moment ago in their rotation. TSM and AGG and No Rush into the circle are #1 and #2 coming out of the group stage. I mean, no surprise on either one of those. I guess a bit more surprising with AGG, who can sometimes come into circles a bit more hot and heavy, looking for some early game kills. This time around, going to play it for safe.
I think maybe they learned their lesson from day one, where they tried to play a little bit more aggressively in the first 2 games. Didn't really see a lot of success for it. Obviously, they turned things around in a big way after that. But from day one, from the group stages, they weren't having a lot of success by playing too aggressive. So slowing things down, playing it from the edge, especially when you're coming from Military Island, not the worst idea in the world.
Anonix just kind of looking around, seeing what's going on.
Around a wide open field. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay.
You're Anonix, you can do whatever you want.
With Heaven being held up, well, Hikari's also doing the same thing. This is a 2-1-1 wide split across the field. And it could be a big benefit, but it also feels really scary right now to me.
It's a little spooky, but you know what? At the end of the day, Donowa, you talk about some guys that have just a boatload of experience in international lobbies. I would not be too terribly concerned here as we check in with Cerberus. They've got 17 just off to their north, and Shelter doesn't look like they've spotted them out. FaZe Clan, meanwhile, just off to their east at the top of the logging camp, so it looks like a few shots were being sent from FaZe into the backs of Cerberus. Nothing too terrible there.
So with Tiamba's positioning, we can see playing up here on top. This is what I wanted to look at. Valley Tai is very separated out. So they've got 2 members that are playing north of the peninsula and 2 that are playing on the approach into Lumberyard on the hillside just to the south of it. So they've got 2 squads in between. This makes them very vulnerable. If anybody goes down, it's on your other duo member to really support you and lynch you. It's like, yeah, just keep taking those shots.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you're Lynchu,
do you even shoot?
Yeah. Do you want to give away your position? Just I mean, obviously there's nobody anywhere near you, so and you can hear that's that Dragunov, so that's kind of a scary proposition to get in a peak battle with. But he's got Kiss dead to rights here.
I mean,
Kiss there's no way Kiss would have any idea.
His nearest teammate is on the southern part of Milta Power along the wall. So this is very scattered. Should get something out of it. Those circles going to still keep a ton of water in play. We still got Lippo, we still got Prison, and we still have Milta Major. This is one of those bait circles where it feels like it's good for everybody because you got most of your teams already in. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like a lot of these teams are like, well, we took this spot because we thought it'd be good for Circle 1. I don't know how much I like it for Circle 2, so we'll see how many try to reposition themselves. I feel like wait, look at Tiamba. They're just coming up full reinforcements. Are they going to make it to the coastline? They might be going directly after Kiss, and yes, they are. They've just directly beat it in after him. That should pop up in just 1 second. Expendables, though, having a deal right over his head. Goes for the shots in. Expendables trying to find some more out of this. This got messy pretty quick, but Loki should be fine to res. Going to go for the flush out. Yep, now what are we going to do from the top of it? Danawa's just continuing pressure points along his trench line warfare. Bouncing in between them. Loki down still, and that's going to be another one in Anonix. Calorius just trying to cling to life. Hunker down. Molotov back behind him. So close.
Not the best place in the world to get in a fight here. They're getting third party by Sonics, they're getting third party by Petrichor Road, and everybody is just suffering after this one as Loki is still bleeding out, but it looks like Deal will be able to get that res, but TE in a bad way after that one. I think it's just down to Delwyn.
I mean, Danoa took some casualties in that one as well, but at least got into position. Falcon's doing a good job of refereeing that one up on top. Everything else a lot more quiet while we're looking at this one, so... also, update, yes, Valley Tai did lose their member that Lynchu was scouting for all of 2 minutes. So,
and they're leaving him up there, too.
Yeah.
The whole rest of them
it's working, right?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're getting, the only thing that you could wish for a little bit more is that he had something a little bit better than a 4X to be up there. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's good enough. Let's see what they can do from here.
Closest team to them is going to be Navi, of course. Most of our other teams have already moved into like Lumberyard Hillside, Prison Hillside, and the Mansion locations.
Seeing AGG, they made their way over from Military Island. Well, we'll check in with Freaks there in a little bit of a scrap with 17 here. But it looks like Tycon might be separated from the boys. They're getting a little bit close to BB Team. 17, meanwhile, still playing around that cliffside, around Prison. They've got KDF right below them. Nobody wanting to take any early knocks and flushes here.
This is a very important section inside this map. Getting control here gives you rotation potential around Prison itself. So it is going to be 17 with a bit more of a beat inside, very quickly trying to regroup, but get spotted out. Little Ghost going down. Freaks look like they're starting to get more control over this area. FaZe also hears it, but are really committed into the split with just Jeems being the closest member to it. This is its own contained firefight. Nobody really has good vision into this, and so it's just a matter of how Freaks want to navigate what they just got with that down.
Yeah, Freaks they're actually kind of fortunate right now to be able to take as much time as they are because, as you said, nobody really around really making any moves. Now TSM is on the move just off to their north. They could get involved here at some point. 17 will be able to get out of this though. They'll send it back towards the high side of prison. There we go. TSM. They get a little bit close to Donawa, but not making the commitment to push right into the trenches, reading that situation correctly.
Falcons are hearing a lot of what's going on around prison. Their eyes are drawn over there right now. I don't think that they have vision on TSM, but again, if TSM makes the push into Danawa's fortified trenches, Falcons should be able to spin back into that one and take some shots, as well as Delwyn maybe, but I don't know. Delwyn's probably going to just play this one out.
You saw that Donawa had the mortars. Did they read the TSM is right there. They're going to send it over, but it looks like it might be off a little bit, even though it doesn't matter. TSM already in the vehicles, already on the move once again.
We also have Sonics doing an emergency pickup. They're flying over the entirety of this as mortars are going to be coming down. Danawa going to go take those shots, as we did get the new circle. Still has a ton. It's got the bay in between Milta Power and Lippo in it. This is such a small circle. I mean, that lower area around the bay itself is pretty wide, specifically to the west, so we've got not even all of prison inside the circle.
Absolutely on bay watch right now. Sonics did pull the shoots. They're going to go for the high ground. It looks like Falcons will go right below them. Meanwhile, Donawa pushing out right next to TSM. TSM not in a position to take advantage. They're not even going to get a sight line on them here. As you see where Sonics ended up after that E pickup, and they are in perfect position to take advantage of Petrichor Road.
Falcons reposition also just below the positioning that Petrichor Road's trying to hold on. Delwyn even taking some shots into what's going to be happening in this position. Petrichor Road in a ton of trouble right now. Throwable's now starting to come out, landing very, very close. Connects up, but it's going to be actually Stakers. Gets the knock onto Ainslift, but Petrichor Road in a red zone right now as it is just raining upon them.
I don't know if this is where they wanted to stop or this is where they had to stop, but either way, it's not working out too well. Chewy will get the res on a Ming. Ainslift down to no HP. Can they get to him in time? Yes, they can. But Summer has gone down as well.
Okay, Delwyn very close to position. That's where I was going to be worried about. Nades coming in. Just one in a row. Make it none. TE picking up some kills in a desperation position. That is big.
Get yourself some points as a solo, my son. He's doing so well for that squad right now. Just staying alive, although Sonics has spotted him out. You can see Shrimsy shooting down the toesies. That looks like a free kill, a free point for Sonics. Let's see how far they want to commit to getting it.
Is that not the most expendables thing, though? Okay, we can kind of hide here and maybe get some placement points, or I could get 3 kills. Let's just go ahead and go for the kills, guys. So expendables does get eliminated, but by their own choice.
Job done. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? That's exactly what you'd love to see out of your solo player. In a situation like that is now, Cerberus, they're going to be running into the firing line. Sonic's going to get 2, get 3. Can they get any more? Can they finish off the squad? It's just down to Duckmine.
Sonics at 5 kills already, navigating a very open hillside and really trying to exploit it. They got FaZe that's holding down Lumberyard just up on top of them, but FaZe very much committed into their defensive line. With this, we're going to have Freaks coming in right back behind Duckmine. He's going to have to be careful. I don't know how we're going to see Freaks. They might opt into just stopping on the edge point right next to prison, but Duckmine going to try to fight his way out of this one. He's got a couple of problems. He's even kickstart on an angle with it, and the louder he stays, the more attention he's going to draw.
Uh-oh, Sparking gets there. Oh, he misses the last bullet. That's not what you wanted there. Deal's going to go down to Salute as well. That grenade might be enough to get Loki. Indeed it will, so Sparking will get his first kill here.
Full collapse coming in as now New Circle has popped, moves into that hillside. Sonics were playing from TSM, going to have to collapse in just a bit more to the south. Already got eyes on what's going to be going on with the Freaks in their repositions. Daytrade also moving just to the south of them, going to be bumping into the Falcons in just one moment. Tiamba holding down the yellows just west of Milta Power in a very strong spot, going to be harassing Falcons as well.
And Linshu still on the pipe. He's going to stay there as long as he has to. As James will find an opening knock, but immediately gets traded back by Beam.
All right, FaZe going to have to navigate this one. They've got the high ground advantage, but not a lot of good sight lines onto the Freaks outside of that. So Freaks still just trying to cling to life in position. TSM not wanting to get too involved. They've got good vision on what's going to be going on down in the Daytrade Falcon situation. So they're kind of focused in on that for the time being, making sure to get their vehicles into position. They know that any bit of cover is going to be a commodity in the circle. It's not, I mean, we've got the slope down the hillside. There's a lot of trees over here, but it's just not going to feel comfortable when we still got 44 alive.
He's got 2 knocks. And you know, of course, it had to be on AGG. I tell you right now, Tycon's looking at this and taking notes. This is the play that I feel like that team would absolutely love to see, as the rest of the boys are actually pulling up, so we might see Linshu get a few more. Is Purdy Curdy going to take it right to Freaks?
I don't even know if AGG has entirely figured out where they're getting shot from. They're just going to bypass this. They're like, leave it alone. AGG's playing along the coast, crashes in. I mean, this is kind of what they were wanting to go for. The crash spot doesn't work out as well as they want. Diving down, going to go for a bit of a dip, so Tycon going to at least find some safety. But, I mean, even if he has to swim to the nearest beachhead, that's not going to feel good.
We're mermen.
Falcon versus Quantum Freaks.
It'll be the last one. This is
ये देख इनका नाम पढ़
actually died of falling there.
Quantum Freaks मैं ये कल बोला था इसमें एक बंदा क्या
Still trying to feel how they feel with Freaks, but the good news for them is FaZe has this line of sight in the back of them as well.
sexy लगता है
Freaks doing a good job on surviving a very bad situation, but it's only a matter of time. It feels like a couple of retaliation knocks coming back in. Freaks not going down just quite yet, sitting at 4 kills, and they want some more. Their eyes are set into TSM. They're dealing with FaZe back behind them, trying to juke in, use those trees for cover, but Sparking hunkered down. He's got himself his own little defended position with good sight lines up that hill, but I mean, FaZe now starting to mop up, pick up a couple of these kills.
They got to be quick about it though, because Day Trade has now started to send it over here. They're wrapping around to the north. You can see them on your mini-map. Belmoth, Flash, and Nurans have just arrived. They can see the smoke clouds. I'm not sure if they spotted anybody out just yet. Freaks don't want to waste any time. The grenade going to sail just a little too long.
Commitment into the res does pay off. Freaks getting closer and closer, but Day Trade also getting closer. TSM with their eyes set so long into Freaks, and Freaks surviving for so long has been a thorn, a massive problem for TSM. They thought that this was going to end fast. Day Trade coming up back behind them is going to be a big issue. Bean even stepping out into the blue. He wants to go for a cheeky play in, creeping in right back behind them, hoping the fact that he can get loud enough, but he's going to be right up along Day Trade's line. He goes for a couple of shots, realizing what's going to be going on with Day Trade, realizing his position is pretty vulnerable. Now Day Trade, beneficiary of everything here.
And look at this FaZe not wanting to be left behind in this one. They're going to aggressively push out, try to take advantage of this fight as well, immediately sandwiching on top of TSM. Luke 12's going to go down. Sparking now the last player alive for TSM as FaZe and Day Trade just
Sparking with that solo position. We've seen him make some big plays out of it so far this event, but Day Trade looked like they're pretty comfortable. They're like, okay, we don't want to get involved in another firefight. We know that we're going to have to move into the circle, but they're kind of dancing around with the idea. Day Trade has a member in Thanadol all the way over into the west, right along the bay itself. FaZe are going to go after that last member, and it is going to be Correxy that does manage to take down Sparking. So TSM firmly eliminated now, but Sonic's in control of the circle, starting to take shots into FaZe.
Yeah, both teams, FaZe and Day Trade now, they've got what they wanted. They're pulling back. Day Trade still have 4 up as well. FaZe down to 3 after they lost James a little bit earlier. They have a path inside this next zone as Tycon tries to make his way out of the water, but he gets spotted by Thanadol.
Man, he wanted to creep up behind Tiamba so bad. He wanted those kills. Vengeance. He wanted to get something in retaliation. Should be noted that Rello is still alive for Falcons, as he's having a ton of bullets dropped upon his head. He's just kind of holding out in that crate's position. That has been just a weathering storm of bullets falling upon Falcons to try to survive the point. So 25 alive and near on no buildings inside of it, just Diffx inside of one building to deal with. It's all trees, hillsides, slopes, and a little bit of the ocean still in play.
Finally have a little bit of a moment to breathe here a little bit as Day Trade will push into Rello, and that'll be it for Falcons going out in 8th place. Now Tao tries to take some shots, but Diffx not going to let him.
Good shots, as now that's going to open up a bit more of an opportunity for Day Trade. They really appreciated that one. Linshu had to drop down in the water, so he's going to have to flank around. But that could put him pretty close to where Thanadol is. Depending on how, if we saw Day Trade saw that jump into the water, he might be trying to defend up over there. Nope, looks like he's just going to jump in a vehicle, maybe try to rotate, but he still has his eyes set along that angle just to be safe. Actually, no, his eyes are set up trying to make sure that he can get this flush out. That could be an opportunity for Linshu, but we've been seeing Linshu play the high ground. Can he play the low ground?
Boy, that is a tiny, tiny little sliver of land for 3 of Tiamba to share and try to go for that revive as Thanadol had the angle. They will get Pow back on his feet. Day Trade, 7 kills. This is the start that we wanted to see. The grenade gonna fall right on top, but not get the knocks. Oh no, he's gonna get another one. Pow down, 7700 down, and now it's all down to just Linshu, who's all the way on the north side, and he's been spotted out.
He wanted to flank back behind all of this. Thanadol does go down, but it was just a moment too late. Day Trade just going to go for all of these flushes. Sonic's going to try to take some shots, and Day Trade don't have the cleanest sight lines on that hill. So up to the southwest, we actually do have Valley Tide making a move around FaZe Clan. That's a pretty big
qualify
detriment
होने
for
के
them, as it is going to
लाले
be
पड़
unique
रहे थे
trying to move
Sonics के हाथ
forward.
पहले game
He is
chicken
also
लेने
going to
के
get
board
spotted out, but Na'Vi creeping in right next to 17 Gaming, also big.
Huge start to the day here for Day Trade. Hopefully they can get these revives, get all 4 back on their feet as they are up to 9 kills. Check back in with FaZe. They ran into part of this Valley Tie split. Looks like Unique got a knock, maybe 2, and they were able to get him down, and now they've spotted out Megalos, and that is going to do it for Valley Tie.
Na'Vi creeping in, is taking a couple of casualties on this approach. 17 Gaming going to lose Suju, but means that the defensive line, it's going to be Zhao Wu on one angle, trying to see if he can get something.
Wu, Xiaobei. Scary duo to have to play with. Na'Vi, they had Circle of Fortune to start things off, but having to push out of those compounds were a little bit more on the brutal side. So Sid will spot out Xiaobei, gets a lot of damage in, but doesn't get the knock. As now the duo from 17 will collapse right on top of the final remaining player for Na'Vi.
Oh, pressure building. Got to get prepped. Is it going to come out from the right angle? Goes up, does connect. Zhao Wu gets the knock in return, but can he get a res back onto his teammate? Attention has been drawn onto this angle, and it is scary over here as it is FaZe and Sonic also with eyes.
Day Trade was able to get all 4 players back on their feet, so they are back up to full strength. They do still have the full Linshu, but it looks like they spotted him out. Sonics, meanwhile, working down to the south. He might be squaring off with FaZe here shortly. Linshu, he's going to find 2.
Big plays coming up from Linshu. He has been so massive in the entirety of this game. So much of this has been based around his plays, and he is still clinging to life up there, trying to make more happen.
17 पुरानी rivalry guys,
Absolutely
बहुत ही
huge
पुरानी
work from
rivalry है
Linshu
FaZe
and
versus
Tiamba
17.
here. As now we back to FaZe as Gustav has spotted out 17.
FaZe
Again,
versus
both players
17 versus
knocked very, very low, but they just refuse to
जो
die
लड़ी थी
right now.
championship के लिए जो 17
FaZe maneuvered down into 17 Gaming's position a bit more. Looks like they might want to try to pick up the stragglers in that 2 that are trying to hide over there. Sonic's got control over most of the circle. Good vision position. Linshu, the beast, finally goes down. Day Trade enjoying that. Still sitting at 11 kills. One of the members still down. But Sonics has maneuvered along this hillside, spotted out FaZe, taking some shots at them while they are going after those members from 17.
Yeah, Sonics definitely feel like they're in the driver's seat for this end game here as FaZe, they did retreat to that hard cover, that big rock to play around. They would love to be able to get rid of 17 here, but immediately Xiaowu's going to find Correxy. And they're going to spot him another one as he tries to make a run, but Gustav with a great spray will take down Xiaowu. It's all down to Xiaobei.
Oh, even Day Trade taking the shots into the backside of 17 Gaming. Xiaobei trying to survive, but Gustav leading the way, should be able to spot it in just one moment. Goes for the spray, does manage to finish it. Circle pops, and it is going to favor Sonics and FaZe's position. Day Trade, the odd team out.
They're going to lose Correxy and now Nerd will spot out Vex as well. Sonics hears all of this going on. They see the kill feed popping. They're creeping over in this direction, but they just can't find the angle. Gustav just going to lie prone on the edge of the circle and try to survive.
Massive kill counts from all of our squads playing along this hillside. Sonics with their 2-2 split, playing the high and off over into the north. It means that they've got a lot of control on any movements coming out from these others. You can see one member of FaZe already down. They're going to see if he can maybe pop it, and is going to pick up that kill point, maneuvering them up even higher in that kill count. Gustav, I don't even know if he can pop his head up from this point.
I mean, 12th kill for Day Trade.
Nemesis has arrived.
Into this grand finals lobby for them as Gustav not inside the zone, so they found an angle. Shots being taken over in that direction. They're not able to get the knock just yet. Trimsy also sending it over there. So Sonic should have to keep eyes on both directions here. They don't want to be taken advantage by that snake in the grass.
I don't know what happened in between everything finishing out in the group stage and moving into this, but 2 squads in FaZe and Sonics who had some troubles barely qualifying on those last couple of games have now managed to find themselves in good positions in 2nd and 3rd respectively. Sonics with control over position right now feel like they probably have this game on lock.
And Sonics, you got to give them props for the fact that they went for that high-risk, high-reward play of doing the pickup to go right to the side of the hill and getting there exactly at the right time. But we're going to take this moment to listen in on Sonics.
We don't want to lose this point. I'm going to try to go to green.
We don't let him run it. No, we can't run it down.
Where is he?
He's on the rock.
Okay, I can probably run left. I can probably run left and kill him.
Shem, let's run left. Or cover right, Shem. I'm going to run left.
Let me cover right,
Yeah.
so he can't deny.
I'm grouping.
Taking me, we're going to push left.
He's edge on me. He's edge on.
अबे इनकी आवाज सुना रहे थे कॉल्स को
I'm netting the tree.
He's hiding exact.
कॉल्स क्या बोल रहे कैसे खेल रहे हटा दी क्या हटा दी घर पे हैं ट्यूसडे को जयपुर पहुंच रहे हैं मार दिया
There we go! Sonics take our first game of the Grand Finals in a strong situation, playing from an emergency pickup, as you mentioned, Poro, to just, I mean, you can see smiles on the faces. A lot better start.
Fortune favors the bold when it gets to the Grand Finals, especially when there's only 12 games to play, and they took a high-risk play. The reward also equally as high as they come in with the victory.
I mean, there's so much to look at whenever we look at that round. Yeah, emergency pickup was big. Linshu playing off the top of Reactor, massive in and of itself. FaZe finding tons of kills, but Daytrade such a and just, I think, crashing into so many
fantastic performance from Daytrade here in the first game, and finding some success there in this first game. Now, the circle obviously a little bit wonky, especially when we got to 3-4. But I mean, that was a lot to maneuver around, but. I mean, these guys made
this is a very difficult set of circles to play around because they were all so much smaller than they actually were into the water. And that's why we saw so many teams just trying to play around what was going on in the bay. And that's why I love Linshu's position. He was taking those pot shots on so many teams that ended up over there and really forced them out.
So much information gathered, but that's going to be it for our first game. Let's throw it over the analyst desk to hear what they have to say about this one.
Well, emergency pickup for Sonic straight into the middle and straight to the first victory of the grand final. I'm wondering, Avenger, if maybe we can muzzle him and try and keep him down to get him!
No! They did it. They got the win. They took a risk. I will be fair though and say they could do a little more practice with their utility. That grenade sequence we saw was rough, but it doesn't matter. They came out with the win, and I like that they had the mental. They were coming out and getting big points, right? E-pickup, they took a risk. They got a good spot, and even to the very end, when FaZe was still locked in the rock, you could hear Shremzy say, "Let's send flankers out to the right. We're not."
आशीष को देखा भाई आशीष जितना कम नहीं कर रहा है देख भाई एक कैसे कुछ मत करना तू अपना हां फिर प्यारी तो वो लग रही है अबे वो फिल्टर वाला दिखा रहा है ना फिल्टर वाला देख लो
अरे ये इसका तो अब दिखाया ना बढ़िया तो ये भी लग रही है कह दो ना
Might get shot out of the sky, but not to me. There's a lot of tree.
भाई सही यही होता है भाई मैं स्कूल में एक लड़की थी वंशिका नाम की वंशिका मिश्रा बहन थी मालूम है सीनियर हो गई मेरे से ये रुक ही नहीं रहा है फिर अब अभी विकेट पे ये थर्सडे गया फ्राइडे सैटरडे मैच थर्सडे नीचे आ रही 500 पड़ गए 500 एनिमल पीछे हो जाएगा समझ रहा है एनिमल 50-60 करोड़ का पहले दिन में निकल गया था ये बाइक में भी निकाल लिया अपना सिल्वर गुरु ने डायमंड से आराम से अच्छा 1 घंटे में 1 मिलियन 12 घंटे में 10 मिलियन आपको 28 चल रहा है हाँ 28 तो पक्का 250 फीट पीछे किया था
पासवर्ड क्या था खड़ा
लड़की का माल है कि नहीं, लड़की माल है कि नहीं,
लड़की तुमको पता है नहीं, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ तो मार हो जाएगा।
ओए कौन सा मोड खेलूं लोग? हेलो कौन सा मोड खेलूं इसमें? चेन टुगेदर में लावा मोड है यार। ओ लावा मोड ट्राई कर सकते हैं हम। लावा मोड गाइस आ जाओ।
I offered him some of my vitamins this morning, didn't I? And he was like, "No, I'm not changing anything." I'm like, "Oh, okay, you know, vitamins." Vitamins. All right, anyway, all right. No, is it written in the stuff?
ना लावा मोड लगाया।
हाँ ये तो भी खेले थे। ये अकेले पार कर लोगे, चेन टुगेदर में मूड खराब हो जाएगा।
Oh, poor lost souls. Do you want to escape the flames of hell? How fortunate, for I was growing bored.
सेम ही तो है, मैं क्या कुछ चेंज होगा?
If you're brave, you may try to reach paradise. Not sure if you're capable, though. I eagerly await your falls at the very first hurdles.
अरे यही तो खेला था। अरे सेम ही मोड है इसमें सारे, मेरे को लगा कोई अलग ही होगा। मनीष 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 मैं कह रहा हूँ सारे मोड सेम है इसमें।
कलर
बस ये लावा मोड में ये है देखिए नीचे से
लावा दिख रहा है, कलर वगैरह डिफरेंट होंगे थोड़े।
बस लावा बढ़ के आ रहा है बस। ये लावा
की जगह लावा होगा।
You don't actually think you stand a chance of escaping from here? I bet 10 souls you'll fall long before you catch even a glimpse of sunlight.
Stop this pointless chatter. You're supposed to be
saying
as I command.
Of course, my lord. My apologies. Their despair is just too entertaining. Back to work I go.
अच्छा, you lose. Oh, अरे गिरे तो खत्म है। गिरे तो खत्म है। अच्छा लावा मोड़ है।
لكن كنا نشوف عالم ما حد يشوفه.
تعيش الوقت بشيء يفيده.
عالم كبر وعاش فينا.
عالم
حماس فيه يوصلك كل مرة لحلم أصعب بس ما يصعب عليك. بارت معك وين ما تروح.
मैं एक्सपेक्ट करके चल रहा था कि फाइट बहुत ज़्यादा देखने को मिले। टीम वो एक राउंड 1 के सेमीफाइनल से नीचे आ आज भी कुछ वैसे होने की संभावनाएं काफी ज्यादा बढ़ चुकी हैं और एंग्री स्वॉन ईस्पोर्ट्स एक पल के लिए मुझे लगा कि वो अलंकार के ऊपर अटैक करना चाहते थे बट सही समय पे रास्ता बदला। अभी भी देखिए सकता नहीं है, अभी भी ढूंढ रहे हैं कोई एरिया मिल जाए होल्ड कर पाए। चलिए एक और गाड़ी यहाँ पे बुचर को मिल ही जाएगी। बहुत सारे सवाल हैं, सबके जवाब मिलेंगे। ये कंपटीशन इरांगल का जितनी शांत शुरुआत होती है ना उतना ही शोर के साथ अंत होता है। मजा आएगा।
जी हाँ मजा तो आएगा और साथ ही साथ अगला जोन का शिफ्ट वो कहाँ पर जाएगा वो भी देखने वाली बात रहेगी। अभी के लिए सारी टीम बहुत ज़्यादा कंफर्टेबल देखने को मिल रही है, सर्कल के अंदर पहुँच गए हैं। अपना जो प्राइमरी ड्रॉप लोकेशन है वो लूट कर लिया है, सेकेंडरी ड्रॉप लोकेशन के पास भी जा चुके हैं और आप कह सकते हैं कि
कौन सी टीम आ गई यार, मेरे समझ में नहीं आ रहा।
कौन सा नंबर है ये, उनके नाम के आगे?
देखिए इतनी गणित अगर मेरी तेज होती स्पीरो तो मैं आपके साथ क्यों बैठा होता, लेकिन x का मतलब तो 10 होता है, v का मतलब 5 होता है और फिर अगर 3 डंडे है तो आप शायद 16 कहना चाह रहे हैं, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग।
18 कह रहे हैं ना, v के आगे 3 वो भी तो है सिंगल।
जी हाँ 18, पर ये 18 क्यों कहना चाह रहे हैं?
वो उनसे कभी बात होगी तो हम चर्चा जरूर करेंगे, बट आईक्यू सोल पे आते हैं।
हुई 7 चिकन नहीं हुए यार 7 चिकन।
आई थिंक हमें नकुल की बात भी करनी चाहिए।
मेरे 2 रखे हैं
परफॉर्मर फॉर आईक्यू सोल मानिया के साथ साथ उनका योगदान जो रहा है अपनी टीम के लिए, चाहे वो रोटेशन की बारी हो, चाहे वो थोड़ा पीछे रह के खेलना हो, चाहे आगे रह के खेलना हो, लीड करना हो, हर चीज में नकुल। अब
वही था जो आखिरी जो 5 आ गए थे ना वो,
और वो टीम
सारे मिलके
काफी
ज्यादा ट्राई नहीं किया।
रॉनी आप उनको कैसे भूल सकते हैं, वो जिस प्रकार से क्लचेस करके जाते हैं, हर एक जो प्लेयर है टीम
आईक्यू सोल भाई फेमस टीम,
वो मादा रखता है वो 1v3 1v4 क्लचेस करके जाने का, और डायनेमिक गेम स्टाइल जिस चीज़ की हम चर्चा करते हैं, और ये सारे ही खिलाड़ियों को एक साथ रखना, उसमें सबसे बड़ा हाथ आप कह सकते हैं मान्या का है। और जिस प्रकार के मान्या
स्टार प्लेयर की कमी है स्क्वाड में
उनके पास है, आप कह सकते हैं कि
स्टार प्लेयर भी क्या करे, टीम ही सारी चाटू है।
बट अभी के लिए काफी करीब गए वो टीम अलीबाबा रेडर्स के, कुछ शॉट्स उनके ऊपर आए और थोड़ा बैक ऑफ करने की कोशिश।
जी हाँ रोटेशन के चलते वहाँ पे शॉट्स आए, बट प्रो को देखिए वो तो रुक भी नहीं रहे, गाड़ी लेके पीछे गए। जोन का ये शिफ्ट पोचिंग की अभी भी जोन के अंदर, और हैदराबाद हाइड्रा
भाई
तेजी से
इतना एरिया खाली है,
उनका गढ़ है, काफी अच्छे से खेलना आता है। बट
ये जो 2 गाड़ी में जो फेमस है भाई ये ले ले तो भाई कितने सेक्सी रहे।
अब वो जो फाइट्स का इनिशिएशन है वो हमें देखने को मिलने वाला है, क्योंकि आप देखिए पूरा जो
छोटे से 2 घर यहाँ पे जो बग्गी रहती है
एज लाइन है वो पूरा
अब्बू आ रहे हैं
ऑक्यूपाइड देखने को मिल रहा है, और ऐसे में गेट कीपिंग से
देख लेने वैसे हम भी ऐसे रोटेशन देके चिकन में निकाल सकते हैं, तो तुम्हारा ई स्पोर्ट्स का मन ही नहीं होता, हम भी खेल रहे होते हैं
चर्चाएं
महंगे महंगे
राउंड में बहुत ज्यादा अग्रेसिवली हमें वो खेलते हुए नजर आते हैं, फाइट्स के लिए बहुत ज्यादा वो जाते हैं, और कई बार आप कह सकते हैं कि फाइट्स फोर्स करते हुए भी नजर आते हैं। बट आज के दिन पे एटलीस्ट वो चीज देखने को सर्कल टू सर्कल खेल रहे हैं, ज्यादा अपने आप को ओवर अग्रेस करवाने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हो। मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि वो एक बेहतर बात भी, आप 1 से 2 मुकाबले अपने अच्छे निकालिए और उसके बाद जो भी आप एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करना चाहें वो कर सकते हैं। और अभी के लिए अगर आप वॉट आर्मी स्पोर्ट्स की बात करें, सदर्न एज का कंट्रोल तो इनके पास भी मौजूद।
अभी हमने जब जोन देखा था ना, मैं देख रहा था सारी टीम जोन के अंदर जा रही है, सिर्फ एक टीम है जो जोन के बाहर जा रही थी, वो थी हीरोज गेमिंग। ऑफ कोर्स नंबर्स गेम एडवांटेज उनके पास नहीं था, शायद थोड़ी बाहर रुक के और लूट करें, फिर हील बैटल में भी एक जरिया हो सकता है कि एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स वो लेके।
ये कौन सी टीम है, डिसेंट या ओसेंट? डिसेंट
के
मनीष को लेगा, फिर मैं नहीं खेल।
अगर प्लान बी पे आप आ ही चुके हो तो अगर 6-7 अंक आप निकाले
हेवी एलिगेशंस
बेहतरीन आपका रहेगा, और फिर
मनीष
सफर आपके लिए बहुत आसान हो सकता है। ऐसे आसान सफर की बात
कह रहा है मनीष को लेगा फिर मैं नहीं खेलूंगा,
आसान हो जाता है। मैं बात कर रहा हूं पार्टनर हमारे हीरो का, और आप चेकआउट कर ही सकते हैं 125 आर की बाइक है, वही टीम फॉरएवर कंपाउंड बहुत पसंद है टीम फॉरएवर को, कई बार देखा हमने इनको यहां पे होल्ड करते हुए।
जी और
जिन्ना ना कंपेयर करे तेरे।
साउथ ईस्टर्न
और न्यूमन गेमिंग भी है, फेमस न्यूमन गेमिंग ओजी टीम भाई, ओवे का न्यूमन गेमिंग में खेल रहा है ऐश भाई, ये बहुत पुराने बंदे हैं हर्ष, अबे ये बहुत पुराने बंदे हैं, ये ओवेश और ऐश बहुत पुराने बंदे हैं, बहुत कल से स्पोर्ट्स खेल रहे हैं।
अभी भी शांति का ही माहौल है, और जैसा कि आपने बोला भी कि जो अगला जोन का शिफ्ट होगा टुवर्ड्स द एंड, जो फाइट होंगी वो बहुत ही ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग होगी। आप सोचिए स्टेज 3 ऑलरेडी चल रहा है, मात्र 2 फिनिशेस हमें देखने को मिले जो कार ई-स्पोर्ट्स ने निकाले थे, और उसके बाद से सिर्फ और सिर्फ बेसिक्स के ऊपर ही फोकस किया जा रहा है। वो क्लियरली दिखता हुआ कि जो प्लेयर्स है, जो टीम्स है, वो कितना ज्यादा सीरियस होकर के खेल रहे हैं। और एक बात ये भी थे कि अपने ओपोनेंट
सोल बोलते गांड चली लोगों की,
यहाँ पे
4
दिन के सफर को देखने के बाद कि हर एक टीम प्रो
जली ना
कभी भी कोई भी सरप्राइज दे सकती है।
ओ फिर मनीष की बात हो रही है क्या मखमली
में भी इतनी सारी टीम्स आके
क्या भाई तेरी गांड जल रही है, कैसे जल रही
है? यहाँ पे ईस्टर्न साइड पे, पर उसके बावजूद कोई फाइट नहीं हुई, सब चले गए अपनी अपनी पोजीशन पे, और बेहतरीन होल्डिंग अभी देखने को मिल रही है। इवन एफएस देखिए स्मोक जरूर वहां पे किया गया। हो कितनी सारी टीम्स जोन के अंदर अपनी अपनी पोजीशन पे। मुझे लगता है कि जब अगला सर्कल आएगा तब कुछ घमासान युद्ध देखने को मिल सकता है।
जी हाँ, और अभी के लिए जो सर्कल है उसके अंदर
भाई एचजी हेलो
तो
रॉबिन किक हेलो
जो अर्बन एरिया थे
भाई हेलो अमीर हो गए बिल्कुल,
और टीम्स वो कुछ ज्यादा पीक वगैरह भी नहीं कर रहे, बस बेसिक इन्फो जो है वही कलेक्ट की जा रही है। और अब जो जोन का शिफ्ट आएगा वहां से शुरू होगा असली मजा, क्योंकि अभी आप देखिए वो टीम्स जिन्होंने लेट रोटेशन भी करी ना, उनको भी ज्यादा दिक्कतें नहीं हुई है जिसके राउंड, क्योंकि बाकी की जो टीम्स है वो हल्का सा सेंट्रल अप्रोच लेकर के जा रहे हैं। टीम हाइकू सोल
अबे ट्यूसडे खेलता है, ट्यूसडे खेलते हैं,
वो हमें देखने को मिल रहा है।
आलोक को निकाल फेंक, निकाल दिया।
इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा कि ये जो जाल बिछाया गया है इनके द्वारा
निकाल दिया भाई, आलोक को भी निकाल दिया।
अगर कोई आइसोलेटेड प्लेयर के ऊपर 4 प्लेयर्स आ गए तो खतरा तो आइकू सोल को भी हो सकता है।
जी हाँ, बट कुछ देर पहले हमने
मुल्कित फ्री ठीक है, हाँ मुल्कित तो बहुत ठीक है, पर वो आईपैड पे खेलता है ना, सीन
की तरफ अभी भी नजरें गड़ा के बैठे रोनी, पोजीशन पता है उनको एक प्लेयर की। आप बैकस्टैब्स की बात कर रहे थे,
निंजा 2 कौन है बे?
इस तरफ से आ रही है, जब हमने मैप देखा हो सकता है कि वहीं से वो एंट्री यहाँ पे कर पाए। TWOB वो भी वहीं से रोटेशन करते हुए आंकी, हो सकता है ये तीनों टीम्स के बीच में आपको एक फाइट देखने को
मिले। बहुत ही स्लो चल रहा है गेम यार, सब रोटेशन ही दे रहे हैं क्या, फाइट ही नहीं रहा कोई
देखने को मिल रहा है। आप चर्चाएं कर भी रहे थे टीम फॉरएवर, अब उनको वो अपना जो कंपाउंड है, जो हार्ड कवर से वो छोड़ने पड़ेंगे। टीम आइकू सोल की पोजीशनिंग बहुत बढ़िया है, बट जैसे कि हमने बोला भी कि अगर वो आइसोलेटेड प्लेयर्स को पकड़ा गया तो फिर दिक्कतें जरूर बढ़ सकती हैं। अरंकार स्पोर्ट्स की बात करें तो वो भी एज लाइन पे आ रहे हैं, और टीम एफएस अभी तक तो उन्होंने रोटेशंस बहुत बढ़िया करके दिखाए हैं, और अब देखना इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा कि वो किस प्रकार से सर्कल के अंदर पहुंचेंगे, क्योंकि चैलेंज अब वो थोड़ा बड़ा हो चुका है। अलीबाबा रेडर्स की बात करें सर्कल के बाहर वो भी मौजूद है, और बॉट आर्मी स्पोर्ट्स बहुत लंबी रोटेशन हमें उनकी देखने को मिली, लेकिन अब फाइट्स तो उनकी भी होंगी।
देखिए जोन के अंदर आना इतना आसान होगा नहीं, तो कई टीम्स ये भी कोशिश करती हैं कि जोन के बाहर वो फाइट्स लें और उसके बाद कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स के साथ वो यहाँ पे जोन के अंदर एंट्री कर पाएं। हैदराबाद हाइड्रास काफी देर से इंतजार कर रहे हैं, पोचिंकी के अंदर जोन भी है उनके पास, ज्यादा कुछ परेशानी
इस बंदे से जानता हूं मैं,
बट जब इतनी सारी टीम्स पोचिंकी में आने लगेंगी, डिफेंस बहुत स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए, तभी आप वहाँ पे बच पाएंगे। एफएस स्पोर्ट्स अच्छा लग रहा है मुझे, एक प्लेयर को पीछे रखा हुआ है, बाकी 3 प्लेयर्स आगे हैं, जोन के अंदर भले ही नहीं है बट जाना पड़ेगा उनको।
जी हाँ, और अगर आप बात करें सर्कल की प्रोबेबिलिटी ज्यादा है,
ओ सेक्सी रेड सरकार
नजर आएगा, बट इसी बीच को डाउन किया जाएगा। ओपनिंग नॉक आया जरूर है, और देखना ये कि फिनिशेस क्या वो सिक्योर किए जा सकते हैं। अभी के लिए एंग्री स्वान स्पोर्ट्स अगर
वेरी गुड बच्चर
बड़ा चैलेंज है, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं कि
आप और वैम्पायर कहीं ना,
कोचिंग में और भी बहुत सारी टीम्स हैं और पिन डाउन करके रखा गया होगा इस पूरे एरिया को, तो ऐसे में अगर आप ओपन में जाते हैं तो दिक्कतें आपकी बढ़ेंगी, और एक फिनिश सिक्योर करने के चक्कर में ऐसा ना हो कि आप अपनी मुश्किलें बढ़ा बैठे। वैम्पायर वो अपने आप को रीपोजिशन करेंगे, सर्कल के अंदर मौजूद है अगर आप बात करें सरकार गेमिंग की भी, बट इसी बीच प्रो उनको डाउन किया जाएगा, और अलीबाबा रेडर्स अब दिक्कतें उनकी भी बढ़ती हुई।
देखिए फाइट्स तो होने वाली हैं और हर तरफ से आपको वहाँ पे शॉट्स आते नजर आएंगे। इस समय पे अगर आपके पास 4 दीवारी का कवर है तो उससे बेहतर कुछ भी नहीं है, बट सरकार स्मोक करा है, उनके टीममेट्स ने पीछे जाने की कोशिश है, बट एफएस के विजार्ड उन्होंने सरकार को देख लिया, एक फ्लैग उनको मिला जरूर, बट पीछे से एक और स्प्रे आया, क्लच को यहाँ पे डाउन किया गया, और वो भी यहाँ पे डाउन हुए, एफएस के हिटमैन भी डाउन हुए। अब शुरू हुई है लड़ाई, मल्टीपल एंगल्स पे ये फाइट चल रही है।
सोल मान्य हो रहे भाई,
बेहतरीन बीजीआईएस गया था उनका, बीएमपीएस के अंदर भी बेहतर करना चाहते हैं, बट ऑटोबॉट्स ने मान्या को डाउन कर दिया है।
जी हाँ, मल्टीपल फाइट चलती हुई वहाँ पे ऑटोबॉट्स की बात करें, उनकी पूरी स्क्वाड का जो सफाया है वो हो चुका है। एफएस
नकुल ने उछाली भाई ऑटोबॉट्स को
किया जाएगा, और ऑटोबॉट्स वो पहली स्क्वाड बनती हुई जिनका सफाया यहाँ पर हुआ है। देखना इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा कि आप जब अगले मुकाबले में आएंगे तो किस प्रकार से खेलेंगे, क्योंकि अंक तो एक भी नहीं आया उनके पास।
मुश्किलों में ऑटोबॉट्स बचे हुए मैचेस में बेहतर करना चाहेंगे, बट सरकार गेमिंग 2 फ्लैग निकाल चुके हैं।
ट्रेस बोर्ड को पकड़ लीजिएगा क्या,
बट वहां पे वो प्लेयर काफी ज्यादा डैमेज अटेन कर चुके हैं, मुश्किलों में जरूर वो फंसे हैं, पर TWOB साइलैक्स उनकी भी फाइट यहाँ पे चलती हुई, और बिल्कुल आउटसाइड आउटस्कर्ट्स पे हमने देखा था बॉट आर्मी को और TWOB को, और दोनों काफी ज्यादा मुश्किलों में गए थे, पर TWOB यहाँ से विजय होकर निकली है।
जी, और बॉट आर्मी स्पोर्ट्स की बात करें तो उनका एक बहुत बड़ा स्प्लिट हमें देखने को मिल रहा है, और यही वो कारण कि दिक्कतें उनकी बढ़ी हैं, पर डिसेंट की पोजीशनिंग काफी बढ़िया हमें सर्कल के अंदर देखने को मिल रही है। और साथ ही साथ बॉट आर्मी स्पोर्ट्स के एक खिलाड़ी है जो व्हीकल के अंदर गेट इन करके सर्कल के लगभग सेंट्रल एरिया के अंदर बैठे हुए नजर आएंगे।
So that's not the worst thing in the world, although I don't imagine that Tiamba is going to be moving anytime soon. Now Linshu has arrived on the other side to do pretty much the same thing here. So this feels like it's going to be one of those stalemates until that first knock comes through.
Apologies, I thought we were up closer to the shelter area. We're actually on Military Base Island itself. So with the lines now coming in, Linshu back in that high ground. You know, everybody's going to start having to keep an eye out for it.
He's got a shot. So a little bit less effective.
That just means he's got to go hang out with Pow Pow. Pow Pow's got a vector.
That's right.
Get a shotgun, make the push, man.
Exactly. Well, Surti still kind of scouting around, trying to
Linshu,
find an angle here. Pow Pow will push in. Oh, he's pushing in by himself, and Tycon will definitely take advantage of that. Linshu try to peek him on the staircase, but this is a dangerous place to be.
Ooh, good shot gonna come in. Tiamba getting some reinforcements at range right now. 7-7 across the way, making sure to control that crossing. Nobody allowed to come over with direct time. Tycon looks like he might be trying to just get out of here, but are you aware? Remember, if he crosses over to regroup with his friends, 7-7 has an angle into it. He's got to get his meds back up. Not a lot of ammo to work around. Now also getting a lot of problems. It looks like he's just going to juke right moment. Smokes are going to come down. A couple of shots to come out from 7-7, but AG now regroup.
Yeah. Tiamba as well. They've taken this opportunity as things have slowed down to bring everybody back, get Pow Pow back on his feet, and so now they are back into it. CC108 just keeping eyes on every window, trying to feed over any information. Linshu will spot out Tycon, and he is down. Surti, though, trying to come with some high ground shots, but it might be a little bit too little too late here.
This is a very low economy situation whenever we're looking at Tiamba. They're on Military Base Island. The circle's all the way back over where we were beforehand, with Prison being pretty much the center. Not a lot of loot to be had with these two squads all stacked up on top of each other. It's all getting burnt out. This needs to end pretty quickly, and Pow is going to spot out Linshu and get a knock onto him. See now, throwables coming out for AGG in a big way, and it is starting to turn the tide.
The forward line has now both gone down. So 7700 CC108, they're on the other side of the street. They're still in the compounds. I don't know if they're going to be able to get over here in time to try to defend their down teammates. They're both on the roof at least. So there is a chance. I think this is the second or third knock, so he's bleeding out.
The two members of Tiamba have retreated back to the open facing of that the roof, so that way if they come up to try to go for flushes, CC has an angle into it, but it's a trap that AGG is not biting. They know that there's probably just going to be a bleed out. They don't want to step up there, and they don't want to risk one of their members. This is very well read from AGG.
Yeah, well read indeed. Looking around the map, there's not really a whole lot else going on while this plays out, so we can stick around and see which team can come out on top. Surti again. Got spotted out by Tiamba in the first spot, so good on him to realize that I can't stay here. They're going to know to avoid this line of sight, so let me go ahead and try to come from a different place.
What do you do at this stage? I mean, if you're AGG and Tiamba, nobody wants to cross the road. You don't have any utility. You're not inside the circle. You're just kind of here now.
Yeah, there's, I mean, Surti has a vehicle, so I mean, he might be able to pull into the western side of the
compound. Guys, stream like कर दो यार, तुम लोग stream देख रहे like नहीं कर रहे.
Still, like at this point, 6 minutes into the game, what do you
जब आप योग्य हो और आपकी कोई योग्यता को ना पहचाने.
Still on poverty loot.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable future. So we'll check in with Sonics as that fight has kind of come to a stalemate for the time being. We'll come back to it if anything does indeed pop off once again. As 17, the closest team to them.
Shelter zone बनेगा देखते
हैं. Linshu going to bleed out.
Yeah.
पिछली बार तो होता है ना मिल्टा पावर की जो बड़े वाला जो घर होता है.
Let it go. And
Operation Waste Their Time.
That's. But who wins the waste the time battle? I guess it's gonna be AGG with more members, with access to some type of vehicle. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll keep eyes on it. Day Trade, meanwhile, they're coming in
BMPS
a little bit late. They're just south of Pachinki right now. One thing that to be said about this circle, it is very similar to the last one, but there's a lot more landmass in it, which means that our teams have been able to spread out a lot more this time. Again, last time we saw them all really centering up and take the compounds. This time, so you can see even the western side of the circle, the zone, almost all the way to the edge. So Day Trade, TSM, our teams that are coming in late, are going to have a little bit of a hard time finding a smooth transition path. Sonics too.
Yeah, we can see that Sonics are going to be our most western team inside the circle right now. A couple of shots coming out from Petrichor Road. Most of our teams, as you were just talking about, going to be far more west or to the south in the location. We saw that Lumberyard, Hillside, Prison, was much more contested. This time, bigger splits, Falcons and Danawa getting control of most of those territories that we had tons of teams trying to vie for in the last one. And the duel continues. I mean, I almost feel like that's all it is. It's one bad peak. But Tiamba realizes, okay, if we peak, we're in trouble. If we lose one of our members, we're just done. So we just don't. So
I think CC108 now and crawling around on his tum-tum, trying to see if he can maybe pull away and reposition without them spotting out where he goes. TSM, we mentioned, coming in pretty late from South George, but it looks like they're going to go to the north side of this zone rather than the west, which a lot more open on the north side right now.
Gift
so
मिलेंगे?
should be pretty safe.
This is a big
Gift किस चीज़ के मिलेंगे?
Only 12 games to
क्या
play.
क्या बनाया है? Gift की बनाया क्या बनाया है?
Now they're stuck in the stalled out position with Tiamba. Tiamba did have a good game one. They're sitting at 10 points right now. So just sitting here and kind of stalling out AGG turned into a bigger problem for AGG.
True, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think either one of these teams really want to be involved in this, but at a certain point, you just kind of get roped into stuff. And again, remember, like these guys, there were not a lot of meds. So it's not like they can afford to just kind of sit around and tank for forever, because even if they get these kills at the end of the day, it's not like they're going to be meds off these guys' bodies. So this is really just a battle of egos more than anything at this point.
Not a ton of Pepsis that were sitting on the floor inside those rooms for just getting that energy up, getting the replenishment going. So looking over into a couple of the other kind of standoffs that we've got, you can see that Navi and FaZe are going to be playing along the lumberyard area, feeling like maybe this could go back this direction. Yes, they are the Melta Power and the Melta Proper teams that are just kind of bumping into each other over here. But Valley Tai has also creeped in and taken over a 4-point control of Melta Proper itself, and are really just trying to defend out anything that could come this direction.
Interesting split there from them. Day Trade, meanwhile, they're coming in on the southern coast, pulling in just behind BB Team.
Oh, CC got spotted. That is good for AGG. Maybe this could come to an end sometime soon, but they don't want to commit in. Circle goes directly on top of Mansion, so Collapse going to be coming in. Real estate problem for whoever coming out of this.
Absolutely. See Danawa immediately. Vehicles are trying to get back on the move. They will take out one of Petrichor's. Well, so
shotgun!
He's going to get spotted out by 7700. He's going to get the flush as well. So that is a point given up there by AGG. They were trying to finish this off as quickly as they could, but have not been able to flush yet. Summer is going to get spotted now by Heaven. Take advantage of this Petrichor road rotation.
T walk up and saw the shotgun in hand. It's like, no, I've got to get out of here, and then gets popped as he's trying to retreat. Okay, Mansion is the power point so many teams are going for. So going to make that send directly along Petrichor road, taking those shots in. Danawa's going to be over into the east of this. All their members going to be running a 2-2 split. They've got a position just to the east of Mansion as well as Heaven that they're going to try to contend with. Delwyn is down for the Expendables in the middle of the field. The rest of the squads are going to be coming in back behind them. Already inside of emergency pickup. Good emergency pickup coming in for them as they have a lot of opportunities, specifically into the north. A ton of compounds still available. It is going to also be FaZe in control over the Prison Hill side with a lot of vision over that open field, trying to get those shots into what's going to be going on with rotations. Is the duel that never ends still continuing. Oh! 7-7 refuses to die. He wants this so bad, and now can we see the peak come through? The shotgun in hand. He's already had to dance around the bottom. He can hear the
3 bandages in a dream.
Battlefield 2042 के लिए स्ट्रीम देखते हैं.
Holding on to the line.
Oh, Ming, sexy,
on Ming, the last player alive for Petrichor Road. He'll find Kiss. He'll get the flush. So that's at least a point now in the pocket of Petrichor Road. But they are setting up to be finishing 16th place in back-to-back games.
Oh, मार दिया.
Hell, 770 will get
मार दिया. ये देखो guys, ये
Here's the thing, Petrichor Road, yeah, they only have 1 member and Ming's still alive. But that 2 split that we can see, the 2-2s on the outside for Danawa are just absolutely decimating Valley Tai.
भाई 2 किल ले लिए बंदे ने सोलो. तीसरा मिल सकता है मेरे लोगों उसका. मामा Ming मार. Ming चढ़.
As they try to make their way down south, Deal will get credit for the kill there on the Megalos. So now it's just down to the 1v1.
3 watching, 4 watching. Thank you for yaar. Thank you guys.
Looking over here, 17 looking
4
over
की
here.
watching.
But looks like it might be.
Lots of chewing gum. He's like, nah, man, I'm just here. This first floor is mine, second floor is yours. We're good.
I'm a bathroom boy now.
Solo versus solo.
Wait for the inevitable.
कूदा. अरे भाई sexy भाई Ming.
Wasn't ready.
भाई Ming ने 1v3 किया भाई.
With the least here as a solo player for Petrichor Road.
Okay, quick update, a couple of interesting plays we've got going on. Remember the 2-2 split we're talking about with Danawa? Tanvu for the Expendables has managed to make landfall right underneath of Heaven. The other two members for the Expendables that are still alive are trying to make sure to cover him as he plays the low ground to the high ground.
Are you watching, guys? Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button here. If you're new to the stream,
but Ming's being pretty impressive, but technically the fifth member of Danawa, it feels like.
A little bit, yeah, but they need it right now because
Ponka White Team, big fan. Welcome to the stream, yaar. Welcome to the stream, Ponka.
Between Mansion and Heaven.
Not really pronunciation
the duo in position to support each other, so really they're just going to have to be left.
अरे यार मेंशन कीजिए यार भाई ये जोन में होते हैं भाई वैसे मेरे को एक गेम में आते हैं मेंशन पे एंड जोन बनाता है भाई तेरे को पता है कितना बड़ा होता है मेंशन भाई लिटरली लास्ट जोन 8वां जोन खत्म हो चुका है 9वां जोन स्टार्ट है मतलब ब्लू जोन आ रहा है 6 टीम जितना बांस टोटल 18 जने मतलब 6 चौक 24 होता है लेकिन 18 जने मेरे को मैच याद है भाई साहब उसमें टीएसएम जीती थी भाई उस मैच को लेकिन भाई ये जगह जो ये
Now, BB team will be making their way up in the north, should be coming in. I'm very curious to see how wide of a wrap they do around this.
भाई यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, भाई 2 घंटे ऊपर से देख रहे हैं भाई, मजा आ रहा है.
A lot of rotations going to be very heavy over into the north right now. That is our open territory. Day trade
Champions of 2023 team.
Big section of it.
And
I mean, Dano is still just raining in death and destruction on everybody, buying against two different teams, as well as what we can see going on.
Manish Kumar, game over.